It's day 17, and I'm going to do a little reading. I was kind of guided earlier to pull cards, and then I was like, actually, I'll share this with others. So when we're connecting like with our crown chakra and all of that, we want to trust our intuition. We want to receive the divine knowing and wisdom and like the downloads that come at random times. So I also wanted to touch on, when I was talking about the eclipse before, I was like, I don't really know what I'm gonna do. Like, I feel like I'm gonna stay in, a bop a boop, and I did. And when I was in here, I was like, holy shit, like it was intense. The pressure, I felt a lot of pressure. So I ended up channeling. I went over and I played the bowl and I did a guided like meditation. I posted it onto my Instagram, and after I was done doing that, I felt a lot better, and the dogs wanted to go outside. So I was like, all right, whatever. And then I went onto Instagram and I saw Jonah, this guy that he's actually the reason why I've healed Lyme disease or got much better from Lyme disease. Unknowingly to him, he had been sharing those codes. There's a certain code 55515 that helps to heal pain and all of that. And I was in the comments of one of the videos that he shared that on one day. And again, divine knowing, like following a synchronicity, trusting what we see. In the comments, there's a lot of people talking about their experience with that and how it worked for them. And then there was other people who were swearing by wormwood or certain combinations with wormwood, clove, black walnut, bop it boop, okay? And so there were so many of these people specifically saying like, oh, I healed my Lyme, or I healed my son's Lyme, or all the impacts of it, because of what it is a parasitic thing that is infecting you. And a lot of people get co-infections, and nothing was working for me. And I had bought so much stuff by that point. I wasted so much money. Like, I followed the medical medium in all of his protocols. I was drinking weird ass drinks. I was taking these pills from this Dr. Rowell or something. He came through with the whole thing about, take these things, it'll heal you. Adaptogenic, bop it boop. I bought the book of like how to heal Lyme, which is this big. None of that shit worked, right? And then I see those comments, and I went on to Amazon, punched the ingredients in, and wormwood combination popped up, and it was like $10. So I was like, fuck it, I'm buying it. Bought it, and I've been getting better every day since then. And, it's been a while now. I took it again recently, and it's like, I remember I was dreaming again, all these good things are happening, but it was because of that divine guidance, me trusting what was coming in, me going and taking action. And yeah, maybe the times before when I took action on things didn't work out, but it wasn't like divinely guided. I was seeking those things out. That day when I saw Jonah's thing, which another crazy thing about him, right? I saw his post and he was outside in Texas, I think, looking at the eclipse. And it was like right when I was going outside. So I was like, all right, whatever. He started talking about, we have 40 days to bop it a boop. And I was like, all right, he's on board with this too. So, and he said the exact same thing I did, where it's like, do not fear this. There's no reason to fear. It's like, just make yourself right. Unless you're an evil doer, there's no reason to fear it. I don't try to spread fear. Some people take what I say and they turn it into something other than what it is. I can't do anything about that. But I do my best to try to let people know about what's going on, what's being said within our community and in the world. And then like give my 2 cents about it too, because that's basically all people are doing is giving their 2 cents. But I try to do it in a way that's like uplifting or not detrimental. And I like him because he also does that. Like that kind of all ties in with this stuff. So I ended up going outside and I put the camera on. I actually did look at it with my own eyeballs. Not very long. I just kind of like, I can't help it. Okay, I'm a fucking widow. I'm like, you tell me not to do it, I'm gonna do it. You tell me to do something, It's defiance. There's a word for it. I probably have autism, ADHD, ADHD, and I know people get like, oh, you shouldn't self-diagnose, all that stuff. And it's like, I'm not owning it. I'm not walking around being like, I am autistic. And like, I have a lot of the symptoms of those things. And I grew up at a time that wasn't acceptable behavior. It was get your shit together, shut the hell up, be a good person, close your mouth, don't act up. And it presents differently in women than it does men. So a lot of women don't even get told until they're in their 30s or figure it out till then. A lot of us have been diagnosed as bipolar or this bullshit or that bullshit and given the wrong medicine, which makes us worse because it's not the right thing, which is like, hello, They did that to me when I was 12. I tried to kill myself anytime they put me on medicine. Doesn't seem to be helping. You know, I'm a perfect candidate for all of those things. Tell me to do it, I'm not going to do it. But anyways, I went out there, I saw it, it was cool. There's a lot of light around it. Maybe I'll attach a little part in here. Yeah, I will attach a little part in here because there's a really cool part of it that was like an eyeball almost. And my dad came home, he had saw it too, and he had a picture, and he's like, look at the light. And he saw kind of similar stuff to what I did, little moons and all that. But anyways, my question earlier today that I asked that I feel like other people may want to receive information about was like, what should I be focusing on, or what can I do to be abundant and happy and fulfilled and successful and on the right path right now? So he came out for that. And I was using my toxic triggers that I created here. This is toxic triggers. And then I pulled some from the past life from, what's her name? I don't think her name's on here, but this is a past life deck by somebody else. And then this is my past life deck that I created. Both of these are on Etsy. And then this Starseed Oracle from another creator. And then this little deck here has a couple, the Spirit of the Wheel. And then this is from Mystic Moon. This is the Career and Finances Tarot. So for the energies that were coming through about like, what should I be focused on? Where is like the right place for me to be doing my mission and purpose and all of that? Star Child came through. It says your home is in the stars. So, you know, again, synchronicity tying into all of that. Like, I know that's been there. That's like from the beginning, my awakening. And I'm looking over here and seeing this eyeball, and it's like, jump in. Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. This is a time to change and embrace change and to know, like, whatever you're doing, it's okay for right now. It's like, it's what you're supposed to be doing in this moment. But when you feel that call inside of you, or you feel like you are meant to be doing something different, embrace that and know that joy comes from within. Don't seek it outside of yourself. So I felt like the message there was like, go within yourself. You already have these answers. You are, a star seed. You are here to channel. You are here to bring joy to yourself. And there's not like one thing outside of you that's going to be the determining factor of that. It's basically follow what's inside of you. Your home is inside of you. People who are star seeds are often upset about being here. They're like, I just want to go home. This place sucks. Like, what the hell? But you're here to anchor that energy onto earth. You're here to be a beacon of light. You're here to, anchor all of the stuff that you miss onto the earth. So rather than sitting here angry about it or upset about it or sad about it, we want to embody it and allow our lives to become the embodiment of what we are. Okay. And then down here we have aware, stop sweeping it under the rug. So I feel like because of that and this came out, it's like, yeah, you're a starseed and that is your purpose. That is your mission. You are here to embody that part of yourself and show that part of yourself fully. You don't have to put it on the back burner. You don't have to feel ashamed of it, because like when I make the videos and things that I make, sometimes I'm hesitant to share stuff. I bite my tongue a lot. I don't always feel comfortable or confident in putting it out there, even though I put a lot of weird shit out there. Especially like if it's on my personal Facebook where family members are going to see it and people I know who don't like me that are there that follow me anyways. Like, yeah, it's a little like, oh, but those people need it more than anybody. We need to be our true selves. We don't want to sweep stuff under the rug. We want to bring awareness to others without biting our lips or without holding it back, because then they don't get the full picture and then you look even more crazy or more misunderstood because you're not being your full authentic self. So whoever you are within yourself, whatever lights you up and brings you joy, share that with the world. Stop hiding aspects of yourself. Stop pretending like these things aren't within you or around you, or that you're not thinking about them or connected to them in any way. Let people know the truth. And then self-care, it says, find tools that work for you. So for everybody, that's going to be different. What works for you isn't going to work for me. What works for me isn't going to work for Joe Schmo from Idaho. But you've got to figure that out. And I think that ties into what I was already saying. Like, this dude, I was following him, this thing led me to that thing. That worked for me. That doesn't necessarily mean that everybody who's out there who has Lyme disease, that's going to be their path or their cure. It was what worked for me. It was what tied me there. I was led there by just going and trusting the tools that were presented. So do what you need to do for you to feel good. Today is a great day for cleansing and clearing out the energy, like all of this time that we're in right now. And if you haven't, that's okay. But stop sweeping things under the rug. Like if you're hiding stuff in your house, if you're ADHD and you have boxes of doom or piles of stuff places, start working on one at a time just to get a little bit done, because it will start to clear up that energy and it will help you to clear up the energy inside of yourself. Make sure you take time to take care of yourself. I knew it was after midnight, but I was like, I want to shower before I do this video. So I did. That's how I take care of myself. That's the tool that I needed to feel right about recording. And then go outside and escape the mind, breathe, and nature will nurture you. So again, go outside, get grounded, get connected. I was like hiding in here today because a lot of the ancient people from different backgrounds and stuff, like the Native Americans will say like, oh, we stay within, we don't go outside, it's a bop and a boop. But if anybody remembers me saying, I'm like, as a starseed, I feel like it may be different for us. Like we may get charged up for that. And that guy, Jonah guy, right? He's a starseed. He's a proclaimed. He doesn't sweep it under the rug. Like he's 100 on there. Like that is what I am. I know I am. I own it, and he was outside. So it was like, okay. And I let myself go outside in the moment. I was like, I'm just going to go out there. I'm just going to do it. And it nurtured me and it felt good and I was happy about it. So you've got to do what feels right to you in every moment. And that's, again, I made that message clear, hopefully, within the other videos that I did. I was like, what do you feel guided to do? If you feel guided to go outside, man. But it will help you to escape, things that are weighing you down. It will help you to get grounded and stable. And then everything that you go through was meant to make you stronger, okay? So if you've been through a broken heart, if you've been through a sickness, if you've been through depression, if you've been through trauma of anything in your world, it made you stronger, but it also helps you to guide others, to bring awareness to others about how they can find tools. What tools worked for you may help other people to get to those tools. If it doesn't, that's okay. We don't want to hang on to the one naysayer or the one person we didn't help. We want to hold on to the ones that we are supportive of and that we are helping, especially ourselves first and foremost, and recognizing how powerful we are and how strong we are when we do those things, and then taking your power back with positive self-talk. Okay, this is something that really matters for you to do. You need to be saying the positive things for the positive outcomes. You need to be believing the positive things for the positive outcomes. You can't just say things without any meaning behind it. You got to start to retrain yourself with like, I'm strong, I'm powerful, I'm beautiful, I'm healed, I'm aligned, I am in my mission, I am in my purpose, I am here for a reason, everything's working out for me. And the more that you do it, the more you will see the result. When I did that 30-day positive gratitude challenge, that changed my life, and I keep getting signs again to do it again. I saw a memory today pop up about it, and a memory pop up where I did a 777 High Priestess Pleiadian activation in my basement that I had been living in, and it was like, the day before I saw a live where I was like doing free readings for people, and there was so many people there like, oh my god, this is so awesome, thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you so much. It's like, I know what to do. I've done it before, but I stopped doing it for so long that it's like, sometimes you forget the way, or you sweep it under the rug, or you stop, doing what works because you're so used to doing what isn't working. You're so used to keeping yourself stuck. You're so used to, self-sabotage. You get fearful, you get afraid, you get blocked. But we got to take our power back so that we can shift that. And if you haven't already found that thing, or you feel like you don't really resonate with like, oh, I've had something great and then I lost it, or I was doing what I was supposed to and then I stopped, you've got to start knowing that you can find it. But you've got to know that you can find it and that it's within you already for it to manifest in the external. And then we came down here, and it was interesting because we had this card came out, and I was like, I'm putting it back, right? I didn't want to deal with it, just putting it back. And then these cards came out, and this one came again, and then that one came out again. So this is like player, you're not the only one to ask them. So for some of you, you may be holding yourself back, or you may be sweeping things under the rug, or you may have had something go on that you're like sweeping under the rug of why it was so detrimental, or how damaging something may have been to you to deal with somebody that was kind of playing games with you or hurting you, okay? Maybe you didn't ask what their intentions were, and you are no longer that person, okay? You're no longer who was there involved in those moments. And if you still are, for some reason, like if you're still dealing with something that's very like not good or healthy, ask the intentions of them and make clear intentions for yourself so that you can evolve and break free of whatever situationship or karmic connection is holding you back from truly shining and being your best self. And if you've already been through something detrimental or hurtful or painful, again, set the clear intention to evolve away from that. And anybody that you meet in the future, because I feel like for some of us, we already went through this, and it's like now we may be blocking ourselves when it comes to new love, or putting ourselves out there again, or receiving love, because we could be afraid that people are going to do what other people have done. And if you go into the world thinking that and feeling that and emanating that, you will attract other people who kind of fulfill that role. But that was a lesson meant to make you stronger. And you need to go into some rituals and practice processing the old wounds and working with the rhythm of creation. So go outside and breathe. Go within yourself and connect with the joy. There's nobody on this planet that can truly ultimately give you joy. And if you feel like I'm only going to be happy when I have so-and-so, or when I have this thing, you're barking up the wrong tree, because the joy comes from within. Even if you have somebody show up that makes you happy, or somebody comes back into your life that you really wanted, and if I just have them, then it'll be okay. it will be short-lived because you're not ultimately happy within yourself. So practice processing the old things that are in you like that, so that if somebody does show up in your life, you can have joy that's already within you and share that with someone else, rather than putting all of that pressure on another person. You know what I mean? And if you're still dealing with something like this, start practicing healing and clearing, and stop sweeping it under the rug that, like, if somebody's treating you this way, it's not healthy, it's not good. You need to ask clear intentions and make clear intentions for yourself, so you don't keep having those patterns happen. And in this deck, this isn't necessarily a negative card. It's just that, like, this is somebody you've had a past life with. This is somebody that you've, dealt with before that probably didn't have like the best outcomes, or it's just something is lingering from other lives. It's like when you meet these types of people, it's usually an instant soul connection. You recognize each other. There's a strong bond. It's like, I've known you forever. This could be friends, family, lovers. But because of this card coming out, just make sure you don't get into the pattern of creating more karma, because that's all that does. And if you aren't engaging in this in a way of like detriment, and you're not doing the tit for tat bullshit, then you'll free yourself of that karmic loop. You don't have to engage in that. You can have the healthy love. You can have someone show up that's not going to do these things to you, but you have to believe that you deserve those things and receive those things. Okay. And then the Nine of Pentacles is self-reliant, entrepreneur, fruits of labor. So this is single, sexy, confident, independent energy. You do not need anybody to fulfill you. You do not need one single thing out there to get you to where you need to go. You need to get yourself there. You can have a community of support. You can have a family that helps you. You should have good people in your corner. But there is nothing out there that is needed other than yourself and your self-reliance to get to the place of success. And as you grow, you should evolve, and you should invite more people in to support you, but make sure there's clear intention set, and that you are connecting with the right people, so that it doesn't fall apart, or you don't sabotage everything, or you don't end up, back at square one. Okay. And then over here we have the Queen of Swords, and it says swift but fair, high standards, lawyer or judge. So again, I feel like you need to be the judge of matters in your life at this time. You need to be swift and fair with your actions and your choices and what you're doing and what you're allowing, and raise those standards up so that good things are happening. And know that, like, with this energy coming through, anybody who has harmed you, have done you wrong, or continuously acts these ways, they're not going to be able to hide it much longer. This is the year where everything's coming to light. So people who are not good, people who harm and do nasty things, they will be judged accordingly. So you don't even have to worry about that, because I know sometimes people get like, oh, what the hell? Why does everybody get away with hurting me? Or how can this person do this to me? Don't worry about it, because you worrying about it, thinking about it, and wishing ill upon others will actually keep you ill. So you being like, you know what? I'm glad I hate you, because I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of what you're going to receive for the actions that you're taking or not taking, or whatever, or the things you're saying or not saying. I'm just going to be over here doing me, and I'm going to be good. But none of that stuff is going to stay hidden. So be integrity driven, be wise within your decisions. Okay. And again, I feel like you have a lot of wisdom coming from your other lives that you've lived, and the angels are with you, and they've been with you all along. And when I see the angels, a lot of times I see them as also being like galactic beings as well. I've said this before. It's like, if you're back in the day, think of like the winged disc, right? They put up a disc with wings on it to represent that this disc can fly. I highly doubt there was any discs with wings flying around, because it just doesn't make sense. It makes more sense that it, like, oh, a spaceship that flies, let's put some symbolic wings on it because it flies. Same thing with a being that flies. Let's put some wings on them. And I'm not saying that there isn't angels, or that there isn't fae, or that there isn't beings that have wings, but I feel like they share a similar frequency. There's beings from higher dimensions. There's beings that are supporting you from the other realms that are not like visible physical entities, and they manifest in different ways for everybody. But whether you're resonating strongly with a starseed energy and like, the galactic masters, or you're resonating more so as like an earth angel who has a deep connection with the archangels, either way, they're there for you. Okay. And they're helping you with gathering your wisdom, and they're helping you move forward on your path, and they're helping to bring direction and illuminate, as long as you keep on this active path and you stay pure. Okay, your inner child, your innocence, your freedom is there for you, but you've got to stay in alignment with that, not let these thingies taint you or hurt you or hold you back. And remember, everything that you've been through has been teaching you lessons. There's a lot of universal laws at play here, so you don't have to be the judge and the jury and everything. You just have to be the one that's determining your actions, so that you don't end up in front of the judge and jury. And whatever you learn, you want to share it with others. Whatever you've been through, you want to heal it and regain that innocence and that freedom within you for doing that healing work and finding that direction. And I think it's interesting, we have inner child with the father. It's like, you need to be your own mother and father. You need to illuminate yourself and stay on that path of active growth. And then over here, if you're doing all of this, that's going to bring you to the abundance. You're going to manifest the magic into life by just being the magic in your life, by knowing you are doing the right thing, by trusting that whatever is happening is for a reason and that it's ascending and accelerating and assisting you to go further. You are a healer. Okay, so you may be a doctor, nurse, or etc., or you just have that natural instinct to heal with your hands and wisdom. Okay, you have that ancient healer wisdom within you. That is what you're here to do, and it may look different for each of us, and it may look different each day of the week for you. You know, like I said, sometimes I'm doing this, sometimes I'm doing that, and it's all interconnected, because it's what you're doing is what you're meant to be doing, and you got to remember that as you're doing it. Surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. So make sure you're enjoying yourself. Make sure you're spending time with people who light you up. Make sure you're not, sleeping around with people who aren't supportive of you. Don't let that energy into your body, or don't engage with women that you know are, engaging with everybody else. Keep your temple sacred. Make love to yourself. Make love to your life. Spread your energy in a healthy way. Cut cords to things that are karmic and toxic, and enjoy yourself, okay? And then jump in again. Say yes to change. Don't hold back. It's okay to change. It's okay to forge ahead. It's okay to go where you need to go, and you're not alone. So you may feel isolated. You may need some physical connection and community. I'm excited to be doing like the in-person stuff, and I'm excited to do like live events and stuff, because I know I'll be communicating with people, and I always feel better after I do it. It's that initial like getting into it, and then I get into like this long thing of like, I just don't want to see anybody, talk to anybody, whatever. And I know it may appear differently to people out there. It's like, well, you're putting things online and you're talking all, but it's like, I'm not seeing them. I'm not interacting with them. They're not in my home. I don't hug them. I don't talk to them. It's different. So make sure you're doing what lights you up with the right people in your life, and know that the right people are coming into your life as you set that clear intention for them to do so. And you acknowledge, I'm evolving. I'm having a good time. Light body, crystal grid, transmission activation. This card, I feel like, if you're guided to do these activations, or you're guided to receive activations, go out into the night and bathe in the star energy. Back when I first woke up, that did so much for me. I was just sitting outside in the silence. I didn't have a phone and nothing. I just sat there for hours gazing at the stars, and I received a lot of information. So do it. Get out there. Receive those transmissions. Use crystals. Grid yourself up and forge a new path. Okay? You need to be the leader, and be the leader you wish you had. So if you wish, wherever you are at this time, I wish someone told me this back then, be that person for those that need it now. And that's like, it goes across, like when you talk about marketing and advertising and stuff like that, people always say, you just need to be like 2 steps ahead of the other people. Whatever you've overcome, what is your major transformation? There's got to be something that you have struggled or suffered with that you got to a better outcome around. Could be like, I lost weight, or I quit drugs, or I broke up with this toxic thing, or I healed this, or I learned that, or I achieved this. It can be small or big, but as long as it's something, you can be the leader that you wish you had when you started those things, and help other people to achieve that outcome. So hopefully this serves you. And if you guys have any questions or anything specific you want to talk about before the end of this, we're at day 17 now, so we have 18, 19, 21. We only have like 4 days left. Let me know if there's something specific you want me to touch on, or connect about, or learn from. I'll pop it up, and namaste.